Hey, what is up you guys, God Gamer MC here again, and today I'm going to bring to you a video on a crafting guide on how to level up your crafting up to Visionary or even Revered. Although it is quite difficult, you will need a lot of time to do this. Spend time buying resources, farming resources, everything. It's pretty complicated. So the benefits of crafting is you can be able to craft things like this. Anthems, boots, wands, high level stuff that actually give good gear. Actually, good gear gives a lot of benefits, good statistics. So as you can see there, damage, critical, all the good stuff. So basically I'm going to be showing you how to start, where to start, and how to grind all the way up to Exalted, Visionary, or Revered. So you're gonna come here, Old Town, basically besides the bazaar, and talk to Eldora. Although this is the start, so it depends where you are. So this is a starting guide. So basically, once you finish Wizard City, you can come here. I suggest you do everything as you go up in levels. But I'm going to show you here, Dagger of Absolution is the first thing you're gonna craft. So you need cattails, mistwood. Basically, you can find the mistwood in the bazaar, and basically then you can start. So you can see I just got cattail here. So this is a place where you can get it, and the regent vendor sells the rest of the stuff. So it's pretty easy starting off. Starting off is really easy. You just buy, you don't need much gold for this. So you just buy a few things and here you go. It's already done. And just go and craft it. So the mistwood and the cattails can also be found in the bazaar if you need to. Although I recommend you start using crafting at higher levels. You can start the quest so you can have a higher level questing basically. When you get to a higher level questing, you can have crafting, so you can craft your own stuff and the good stuff in different levels. But if you haven't already started crafting, or you're just a very high level without crafting, then you just can do this, and you basically within hours you can finish from Novice up to Visionary if you want, but you gotta dedicate it hours, and basically you can grind this up. It's a really quick thing to do. It's mostly simple, some hard quests here and there, but it's pretty simple. So the Wizard City one is very simple. You just gather the resources here and there, and there you go. So then you go into Guatauba, which is what we have here. William, the Apprentice Crafter. So basically you're already a Novice Crafter, and you're going to go into the Apprentice Crafting. So basically, as you can see, I'm level 125. I have Visionary Crafting, but let's say I had Novice Crafting. I didn't have anything for crafting. So basically, you can see here I have a lot of resources through passing all the worlds. So this is where you get a benefit from having no crafting experience, but you just gather reagents as you go through different worlds. So basically, this is a very good actually, because you actually will pass things faster. Since you have the reagents, you don't have to grind for all of them, and you can actually have most of them, which are the hard ones to get. So getting here into Guatauba, we're gonna actually see the stone block and the deep mushrooms. So here's where it gets a little bit complicated, because I have those resources as you can see, but probably you're doing this as a low level. You're level 15, level 20, and you're just starting off. You will find these at the bazaar. It's really easy to find these at the bazaar, but also at the same time really hard. It just depends the hour when you find them. But most reagents you can find them here at the reagent vendor, but those are the most important. So basically in Guatauba you are able to find these resources pretty easy. So craft those, and then you move up into Marleybone. So Marleybone, she is located on Digmore Station, and as you can see here, there's another resource that actually is a little bit hard to find. Scrap iron. So scrap iron, you basically find it anywhere in Marleybone. So you can search these reagents, just type them in Google, Wizard101, and the name of the reagent, and they will tell you where to find it. Like a farming guide, you can type that. You can find maps where you can find the hotspots and just swap realms to find those. But if you don't have gold, but if you have gold, just search in the bazaar if you have gold and time, because you're gonna need a lot of time, because sometimes these resources are scarce and sometimes they're not. So basically it depends. So basically try your luck in the bazaar. Scrap iron is pretty easy to find in the bazaar, and the other resources pretty much you can find them in the resource vendor. And stone block, you're gonna need hundreds of stone blocks because it's a very popular thing. In everything you're gonna need stone blocks basically, and for transmute reagents. So moving on into Mushu, you can see that you're gonna get other reagents like ghost fires, glass vials, and things that weren't accessible, because you're gonna need those. And here's where it gets a little bit complicated, but it doesn't get that hard yet. So basically, as you can see, once again, stone block, you're gonna need a lot of stone block. So in any time you find stone block, it doesn't matter if you're not doing any quests at the moment, but if you find stone block, you're gonna need a lot of them, as well as the black lotus, because these are scarce items at the bazaar. So basically you're gonna need a lot of them, like hundreds, and also you're gonna need them for the transmute versions of certain resources, because you're gonna need. So as you can see here, buy the crimson book stand. It's very important you buy it because you're gonna need it for the Dragonspire quest, basically to get Master Artisan. And there's something, the Nightshade is a very hard resource to find in the bazaar and anywhere actually. You can get those by basically using the transmute version of Nightshade, but you're gonna need 15 deep mushrooms. So basically if you gather mushrooms, you're gonna be able to find those. But you're gonna need a lot of deep mushrooms too, because you're gonna need transmute to transmute the Nightshade for this quest. So reaching Dragonspire, which is what I meant earlier, you're gonna craft a few things here. So this is the hardest part of crafting to get Master Artisan, because you're gonna need to find a lot of resources. Diamond is also a very hard and scarce resource to find, and it's fine, and it's a really rare drop with ore, because you're gonna need a lot of ore to transmute diamonds. But it's a really rare drop with ores, but you can get those in there. So if you get a diamond with one ore, basically 2 for the price of 1, you're really getting somewhere. And you can find ore in the bazaar, but it's kind of hard to find. So at the end of the video, I'm gonna show a good place, if you're high level, where to find all these resources at once. So basically the second part will be crafting a cloak. And basically he only sells the life cloak. But if you have Storm, Myth, or another class, like for example, Raintree Uniform is Storm. So you're gonna find the region vendor for this at Mushu. Basically the recipe vendor is at Mushu. So basically just look it up. Wizard101 Raintree Uniform, for example, in Google. And it will show you who sells it and where is he located. So you're gonna have to run to Mushu to buy this part. So as for the resources or reagents, pretty simple, most are found at the bazaar. So the only ones that can be hard to find at, yet again, stone block, black pearl are most commonly used. But you can also use black pearl as a transmute black pearl, which you can craft from 15 black lotuses. And you can find these pretty easy, I'd say, in the bazaar. You can find all of these in the bazaar. If you're lucky and you find all of these at once, then you're golden. But if not, you're gonna have to dedicate some time, maybe half an hour, possibly even to an hour, to find all the resources you're gonna need for this. And some of the reagents you can find at the reagent vendor nearby here. But going back to the crimson book stand, which I mentioned earlier, the Nightshade is a really hard resource to find. And the cattails, you can find them in Mushu, in the Jade Palace, in the fountain in the middle. But you just have to swap realms. And for the transmute reagent of Nightshade, I just showed it right there. You're gonna need 15 deep mushrooms. So you're gonna need a lot of deep mushrooms to actually craft all the possible reagents that you're gonna need. All the possible. You're gonna here, you can see the black lotus transmute, black pearls. You're not gonna use all of these, but most probably you're gonna end up using the black pearl transmute. If you don't find them in the bazaar, you're gonna use also the transmute diamond, the transmute fossil, transmute golden pearl. You're not gonna use it because you're gonna find a lot in the bazaar. But when I did these quests, I didn't find many golden pearls in the bazaar. But right now, as of 2019, golden pearls are really easy to find anywhere. So the transmute diamond is probably the hardest one you're gonna need. You're gonna need a lot of ore, and you can find us around Dragonspire. Anywhere in Dragonspire you can find that. So you're gonna need to do some research also. Not this video is pretty helpful for you, but also I can't help you out on finding all the resources around. So pretty much the internet is pretty good for that. You're gonna have to do some research too on these topics while you're at it, because I'm showing you that what you're gonna need, but you're gonna do some research. Sunstone, you can find those at the bazaar, but they're pretty hard too, so you might be lucky and find them, but you're not gonna use a lot of sunstone, maybe like 30-40 throughout the questing of crafting. But the most important one here are transmute diamond and the fossils, because fossils are you're gonna be using them in Safaria. But yet again, they use stone blocks. Stone blocks is a very important resource here for all of the questing basically. And as you can see right here's all the small little resources you're gonna need. You can buy them from the reagent. So we're gonna finish here and we're gonna move into Celestia. So once you got here, it already gets a little bit easier because you only have to craft one. And as I mentioned earlier, here's where you're gonna use the sandstone and the sunstone. So basically, keep those sunstones in hand, and the golden pearls really easy to find in Bazaar. Pristine Vial, I'm gonna show you where to get it. And the Celestia base camp, you're gonna find it somewhere. And the treasure card in the Archivist, you're gonna be finding the polymorph Trant, if I said that correctly. Well, you're gonna find it in the Archivist. You basically buy the treasure card there and you're ready to go. So you go there, you buy the treasure card, and you're ready to go. As for the other small resources in the Celestia base camp, I'm gonna show you who sells those, and also in the Celestia base camp, you're gonna be buying the Transmute resources. So here we have the regen vendor here in Celestia base camp right at the beginning up to the left, and you're gonna see him right here, and you can see all the pristine vials, crystal vial, glass vials, all the good stuff right here. So as I mentioned, Architis will actually sell it. And then moving on, this is a really important part where you get the Transmute resources. So moving here to every templaton, here's what he gives. You go to the reagent sections and here you can buy anything. Basically most of the Transmute resources, you're gonna be able to find them here. Floss Flower, I didn't buy them because I found them in the bazaar pretty easy, but there you go. And then going this way, you can find another important thing for the Safaria one. So go to gear wise and then go to decoration, and then you're gonna buy the conga drum. Buy it before you go to the Safaria because you're gonna need it. And you're gonna need the fossil here, so that's where the fossil comes in, that you're gonna need it for the conga drum. And the conga drum, you're gonna need it for the Safaria one. And reaching Safaria, you're gonna come to this area close to Savannah and Samunda. Basically the NPC will be there waiting for the quest, and then he'll give you the quest, and then you gotta go to Baobab Market. Basically you're gonna go to Baobab Market. After that he'll take you there, and then right there you will see him as the recipe vendor, and he'll give you the recipe for free as part of the quest for the conga drums that comes in next. So basically you call him and then come here, and then you can see all the good stuff that he sells. Basically all this gear, this is why I mentioned that as you go leveling, you do the crafting quest, because then once you get here to Safaria, basically you can craft this gear before you go into battle, and you're gonna be a very strong wizard. Basically you have good stats for this world, and this world is not that easy. But with these gears, it can actually be much more simpler if you don't have the waterworks gear just yet. So you can see here the spirit color drum is gonna be the thing you're gonna craft, and you need the conga drum for that. So basically you craft 2 conga drums, and then you craft 2 spirit color drums with that. So basically it gets a little bit harder here, but it's not that hard compared to Dragonspire. So you're gonna need here black pearls, yet again Transmute, Sunstone Transmute, all you need. And the Legion shields, you can find those in the bazaar pretty easily, or if you're high level you can find those in the Arcanum. The librarian sells those, or anywhere else you can pretty much find in Chrysalis. You can also find them in the treasure card vendor. So basically right there you finish with those, and yet again you're gonna use a Transmute, black pearl. You're gonna need a lot of black lotuses, the fossils, a lot of stone blocks like I said. And yet again, here you go. This is pretty much it for this, and as you can see, you're just another level closer. So once you finish this, and then you come here to Azteca, and you gotta craft the Eagle War Shield. Yet again, Potent Trap or any other treasure cards, you can find those in the bazaar pretty easily. Even if you don't, then you're not lucky. But you're pretty sure you can find those in the bazaar pretty easily. As for the Agave Nectar and the Agave Leaves, those are pretty complicated to find. This is the hardest part here, is gonna be finding those. Because if you made it this far, then probably you have enough spare scrap iron, like you can see right there. And the Agave Leaves, the quest will actually take you to a little plantation where you can actually pick up the Agave Leaves. But if you don't have the Agave Nectar, then you're gonna need to actually transmute the Agave Nectar, and I'll show you right now where to find the Agave Nectar transmute in Alto Alto, and I'm gonna show you who actually sells this recipe for. But basically, if you don't find the nectar in the bazaar, then you can most probably find the agave leaves in the bazaar. So basically you buy a lot of leaves for the bazaar and then you transmute them. Yet again, 15 items per 1 transmute. That's actually the global recipe. Depends on what actually you buy. So right here you go, after equipment you go here into the Agave Nectar, transmute, and you can see 15 agave leaves. So if you can find basically, let's say 45 or 60, 70 agave leaves, you can actually make 3 or 4 transmute agave nectar, which you're gonna need 5. So basically 5 times 15, that's how much agave leaves you're gonna need, plus 2 for the war shield. And then you can see right there all the gear you can actually buy. That's why I suggested it. So after you finish here, you go into Chrysalis. So going to Chrysalis, yet again, deep mushrooms, you're gonna need a lot of them. Ores, sunstones. See, those are the most important resources that you're gonna be using globally on all of these quests. So basically sunstone, ores, deep mushrooms, everything. And golden pearls you're also gonna be using a lot. So, and the turquoise, you can find those in the bazaar. Pretty expensive and sometimes hard to find. But if you have those, then you're lucky pretty much. As you can see, if I were doing these quests, I only have to find some of the resources. And the most important thing about Chrysalis, as you can see, the shadow forged items. Basically, this is the simplest yet the most important part of your ranking in crafting, because you're gonna be able to unlock many good things here in Chrysalis. Gears, decks, all you can see here, deck. I didn't never crafted this one because I actually find it quite hard to find all the resources for it, but in higher levels, Polaris, I can actually find better decks than that one. And actually, Chrysalis, you're gonna find a lot of good gear. And yet again, transmutes are gonna help you a lot all the way to actually make these possible. And basically, to reach Chrysalis, you're gonna need a lot of those. So remember, in Celestia, you're gonna get the transmute reagents right there. So this works for all the levels you're gonna need. And then I'm gonna be showing you, after I finish the Arcanum, I'm gonna be showing you a trick or a simple area where you go that you can actually find some resources, or most of the resources you're gonna need, basically 90%. So once in the Arcanum, you go to the librarian, then he'll send you to the fire hall where you're gonna fill the quest, finish the quest. So basically, once in the Arcanum, you can see Visionary Crafter I have, because you're gonna talk to Ignus Ferric, and he'll give you the Exalted Crafting rank basically for free. Basically, just talk to him, then he'll send you to the Arcanum crafting station, and basically that's all you have to do for that, and you're gonna get like about 40,000 gold. After that, to get the Visionary Crafting rank, which I am currently at, you're gonna have to buy the legendary version of your class, whatever class you have. So basically, you buy the legendary staff and weapon, all you need for your class. So basically, you buy the legendary one and then you go craft it. So that's how you get the visionary one. So to get the revered one, you're gonna, with the visionary rank, you're gonna buy the revered version. For example, mine's Ion's focused sword. Basically, I have the legendary one, and the participation trophy is actually the hardest reagent to find. So basically, you have to PvP. And the shock key, you're gonna find those in the silver chest. And the flying and squidding, basically you can find those around Empira, or you can go for the bazaar and you'll find those there. But the participation trophies, you're not gonna find them anywhere. Basically, you have to PvP a lot. Basically 800 arena tickets per trophy, and 800 arena tickets is a lot. Basically, you can do a tournament hack. Basically, you sign up and then you go for a tournament and then you just leave it run its course, and then you get 200 arena tickets. But it takes a lot of time. Or you can do the daily quest from Agent Chats at Ravenwood. Basically, the chest at every 5th day can give you a participation trophy. So that's the only loophole or another way to get a participation trophy that is not PvP related. But yet again, to get the revered crafting rank and the revered version of a weapon, you're gonna take a lot of time. Or either PvP, or either just basically do the daily quest reward basically, and you can get those participation trophies. Although it's pretty hard to find those participation trophies. So getting the revered rank will actually be the toughest and the hardest rank to get. I'm not there yet just because I'm missing a lot of the resources and I haven't really put time into it. I'm not really into PvPing that much although, because I'm level 125. So I'm waiting to get to level 130, get the 130 gear to actually be able to PvP. So finishing this here, I'm going to show you where you can find the rest of the resources, which are the most important ones. And you're going to go to Mirage. And if you're not here yet, then ask a friend or someone to take you here, because in Stamboa in Mirage, you're basically going to be, this is like a gold mine. Basically, you're going to be finding here stone blocks or deep mushrooms, a lot of wooden chests, silver chests, everything you're gonna find here. So for example, on this run, this is the first one I do here, for example. Then I got a wooden chest, 2 stone blocks right out the bat. And this is pretty easy. You can run this in about a minute. Just finish from side to side. So basically you pick up the ores. And then this is a lot of, this is like a gold mine, I actually say this. Because you can, from Novice rank, so from low level, you're gonna be needing stone blocks, deep mushrooms perhaps. You're gonna need diamonds, ores. So basically you get those here. And this is really important, antiquity. So the antique teapot is an example of antiquity. So basically you're gonna need that to craft the legendary swords or the weapon legendary. You're gonna need 25 of those. So basically if you're starting off, let's say at adept crafter, that you're gonna need possibly ores to make diamonds or just ore for any resources you're gonna need. Possibly perhaps in Dragon Spider, when you're gonna need the diamond, you're gonna come here and then you're basically gonna pick all the deep mushrooms, all the antiques, pick up all the resources you find, the ore, everything you're gonna need. So basically if you spend about an hour in this place, maybe 2 hours, you'll have hundreds of resources from the ones that you're looking. And sometimes you can find around, but you gotta look around, because all over these places, you can actually, all over this place, you can find deep mushrooms all over. They spawn all over. And here, there's currently nothing, but there's some ores that spawn here, some antiques that spawn here, and some deep mushrooms in this corner. So just make sure you look very close. And then a silver chest, which can potentially give you the shot key to make the revered weapon. So, like I said, in Stamboa, if you're in Mirage, basically, this is like a gold mine. So you're gonna find here all the resources you're gonna need. A few hours spent here and you can actually find all the resources you're looking for. It's pretty easy to find it here. Just swap realms. That's the key. Just swap realms. Once you finished the silver chest and you've gathered all the resources, then that's pretty much it. And as you can see, Chocolate is what I'm getting here right now, the silver chest. So it's pretty easy to do this. Just do it pretty quick. Just get all the items revealed and then just start building the tubes to get it from the Stormzilla all the way to the lock. So as you can see, pretty easy to do. And then you got a potential to get the chucked key, which is for the revered wand. And as you can see, we actually got it right here. You can see. So you can see all the drops. You get 10. And then you get the chalk key. Like I said, this chalk key is really, really important for the revered one. So as you can see, even if you're really low level at crafting right now, you can pretty much gather all the resources you're gonna need for later as you think for the future. And as you can see, once you finish, then you just swap realms. And I recommend you start from Wu, all the way from the bottom, all the way to the top. And as you can see, probably you're not gonna be able to reach the 4th page or the 3rd page, just because probably you found all the resources. And I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, please leave a like. And I hope this video actually helped you a lot, because I put a lot of dedication into it. And I hope you find all the resources, and happy crafting. See you in the next video. Peace.